I'm Mega Mike the Movie Man, and I got a mega movie planned. Today we're going to be doing a review and unboxing on Menace II Society, and this is actually the 4K Criterion copy, the brand new release here right on 4K Criterion. So we're going to be doing a movie review, and then we are going to be doing a unboxing at the very end. So you want to stick around to the very end for that, and also I'll be giving you my recommendation on whether you should pick this one up or not. So we'll do the movie review, going through my general thoughts on the movie, spoiler free, the good, the bad, then like I said, my recommendation, and final unboxing at the end of the video. So if you're just discovering me for the first time and you love talking movies, your favorite part of the day is watching movies and talking about them, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and we'll go ahead and get started.
There in the streets till you get killed.
What's that, sir?
You gotta think about your life. Being a black man in America isn't easy. All I'm saying is survive.
Now to get into the good of the movie first. Right away, this movie starts off with a bang, and you are gripped into it, and you realize, wow, this is a very serious movie, just from the opening scene, and this movie just never stops. Basically evolves around a urban environment, and just kind of people growing up under certain circumstances, and how some of them get led into a life of criminal activity, trying to survive, and it's just a very raw and real story. And like I said, what's great about this movie is it's non-stop from beginning to end. There's always action going throughout the movie, and it's just very serious drama, just very raw. It's kind of like a Boys in a Hood movie, but I think this one is even more hardcore than that. And it's just like, hey, you don't know who's going to get popped next in the movie. And it just creates some suspense of, well, who's going to end up surviving towards the end of the movie? You know, what kind of story is this? Is this going to end very tragically?
You need to be glad that you graduated from high school and that you're alive at 18. And you need to do something with yourself before you end up like he did.
I'm not gonna end up like he did, alright?
Some other good things in the movie are just how it's filmed overall in the cinematography, just how they use lighting in the different scenes of this movie, and how they actually film the scene. It just gets you very intensified into the movie, and it's just a very interesting way to film this movie. It feels very much like a Martin Scorsese type of film, like a Taxi Driver, or you could even relate it to another film, kind of like a Scarface film. And it's just so intense in how they film different sequences and how light hits different characters. And there's also a lot of great acting in this movie. The actors that were newer, that weren't really famous, did a great job of just being very real and raw characters. And then you also had some more famous actors show up, like Samuel L. Jackson has a very small but intense scene, and then Bill Duke has another small but very intense sequence as well. And that just made this movie worth watching. Just the acting and all the portrayal of the characters, it just made you gripped into, hey, what's going on with each character? How are they going to get through this? Are they going to end up surviving this?
Why are you so worried about me?
Why shouldn't I be?
Now to get into the bad of the movie. Now there isn't a lot of strong negatives here. It's just not going to be a movie that's for everyone because it's such a deep, tragic drama, and it has such an intensity to it, a lot of violence, and you could even consider some of the violence over the top, and it's just very bloody and gory, and then all the profanity language being used, it's just very intense and raw. And I know that's not going to be for everybody. It's definitely a deep, tragic story. And another slight negative could be that it doesn't really have a optimistic ending at all. And I know the writer and director did not want to go with an optimistic ending. They wanted to go more with a tragic Scarface type of ending. So it does fit with the movie they were going for, but it might have been nice to see them go with at least maybe one additional scene of just a little optimism with some other characters, just to kind of give us, maybe a little bit brighter future for some of the other characters in the story. Because, like I said, this is just such an intense, difficult movie to watch at times. There's too many of you to cry. Now to get into my recommendation of the movie, this is going to be a movie for people that like very tragic, very raw type of stories. Like I said, it's not going to be for everyone, but if you like those very serious dramas, stories that aren't very optimistic, that are going to end very tragic, then this would be a good movie to watch. Also, anybody that just likes filmmaking in general, just how this movie is filmed and how the shots are tracked throughout, and then also how lighting is used and all the different sequences, then I would definitely recommend seeing this movie just because some of it's very breathtaking on how it's filmed. But for everybody else, I'm not going to highly recommend this movie if you don't like the hardcore, serious, tragic dramas, you want a happy movie, then yeah, this movie is definitely not going to be for you. This definitely won't be a movie that will leave you with a smile or anything like that. It's a very tragic, dark movie. So I'm not going to recommend it for everybody, but really for those that like the true dramas and that are just film fans in general.
Hunt is on.
So now we're going to get into the unboxing of the film. Now this is a 4K Criterion copy, brand new release of Menace II Society. So we're going to take a look at this. You can go ahead and take a look at that front cover. You can see the two main characters on the front, and then you see that the 2 is actually cut out, which is really interesting, kind of makes it pop a little bit more. So overall, I really like how they did the title of this and just the front cover of this movie. It goes perfect for the vibe of the movie. And then let's take a look at the back and see what that has to offer as well. So just to kind of show it a little bit, right here, you can see all the special features that are on that movie, so you can zoom in if you need to, but there is tons of special features here. You have newer interviews with the director and writer. You even got a really cool interview with Bill Duke and the director, so that's really awesome. Then you also have some older interviews as well, and it's just a great complete package of special features here. You're going to have a few hours of special features to go through with this, which is really, really nice. So just on the special features alone, it's worth getting this physical copy. Especially if you really like learning about filmmaking, they have some interviews where they talk about how it's just filmed overall and how they use lighting. And it's just great to hear about that from the filmmaker's perspective. And then you can see that the visuals here are really nice. It's actually a 4K restoration of the director's cut of the film. So visually, I was so impressed with this movie. Every scene just really popped. All the lighting was excellent and everything just shined through really, really well. And it just looked like a brand new movie. It looked like a movie that came out in the 2000s, even though this movie came out in the early 90s. So visually just really impressive. And the sound was excellent too. The sound is a 7.1 surround DTS soundtrack. So that was great sounding. Not a Dolby Atmos, but overall I have no complaints with it. All the sound came through excellently. And so audio wise, visual wise, Criterion did a great job on this movie. I've been really impressed with Criterion so far on these new 4K releases. So let's take a look at the spine of the film as well. And you can see Menace II Society, Criterion Collection, and you got spine number right here, 1105. So once again, that's spine number 1105 out of the Criterion Collection. Now let's take a look at it, how it looks when you kind of open it up. And so when you open it up here, you can see, like I said, the 2 was cut out. So that's just kind of a cool effect. I really don't see that often in movies doing that anymore, where it's just cut out in the front. But for this, it just looks so great. I like how they did that. That's just so cool. And so then you just have the two characters on the front here. And then let's take it and open it up and see if we got any goodies on the inside of here. So already I'm seeing here that we got a nice little booklet. Criterion is great at putting in these booklets of the movie, and we can just kind of take a look at that and see this. And you can kind of open it up. It kind of looks like almost a brochure, actually. It's not even like a full-on book or anything, but it's like a brochure giving some information on the movie. And that's kind of cool. I haven't seen that really yet. Usually I see, the booklets, but this is kind of like a different way to do a little information into a brochure type of feel. So that's the front there, and then you got the back. But that's nice little addition to add to the movie as well. That's kind of cool. And then once you open it up, you can see the actual inside of it. Once again, it just goes well with the movie right there with the characters. And then the discs are simple, nothing too crazy with the artwork on the disc. But for the movie, I think it works with it just fine. And I also like them keeping with all the same color scheme all around here on the packaging. So overall, just really nicely done. And then the back of it right here. And so just overall, Criterion did a fantastic job on this release. Like I said, audio visual wise, it is outstanding. It's amazing how Criterion has now been able to go to 4K, and it just looks so great on this movie in particular. And then just the nice packaging all around, having it fit with the artwork and the theme of the movie, it just works so well. It's going to look very nice on the shelf in the Criterion Collection. So that will do it for today's movie review and unboxing of Criterion's new 4K copy of Menace II Society. Once again, if you're joining me on the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe to be part of that mega film fan community and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified of all future reviews, ranking, movie hauls, and collection unboxings. And this is Mega Mike, the movie man out here, reminding you to make every day a movie day.